Hello. Well, today I'm sad, I'm heartbroken, I'm cross, I'm upset. I've got so many people every single day around me who are diagnosed with cancer. They all go to the doctors, which is a perfectly normal thing to do. They find out they've got their cancer and the doctor tells them the treatment and gives them no other hope whatsoever unless they do the chemo and the radiotherapy and the surgery and what they call the package. It's called a package. It's a standard package. Everyone gets the same thing. They don't know if that person emotionally is going to be able to hold out. They don't know how strong that person is. They don't know if that person is going to be able to have the fight in him to survive. They just give you the same size shoe, whether you're a 36 or a 7 or a 8, it doesn't matter. Everyone gets the same size shoe. So it's heartbreaking. Yesterday I got a first phone call. A couple, the husband has bowel cancer, and he'd heard about us, and so he contacted us. It's heartbreaking. It really is. It's every day is the same thing. So anyway, they spent 2 hours with us and we talked and we told them our logic and what seemed to be logical to us and what happens to have worked for us, which means, we started off with not eating and cleaning out the body and the mind and not feeding the cancer, and then deciding to just not feed it at all with no sugar, no carbs whatsoever. And then we did the coffee enemas to make sure that we cleaned our bowel and got our bowel clean, and therefore it wasn't septic, it wasn't becoming porous, it wasn't a leaky gut, and all that septicity that's in that septic tank that we have in the bowel doesn't go through the body and poison the rest of the body. So we were trying to get that going first of all, and then we finally decided to go on this constant alkaline, healthy, organic diet. And so I tried to tell this gentleman is about 70, very hard for him to change his life as well, and to understand that he has the power in his hands and he has the power in his body to heal his body. Whether he keeps the chemo and the radiotherapy, which we did not want to do and we refused to do, it doesn't really matter. If his body is sustained with the proper nutrients, it's proper nutrition, and he's keeping his body as healthy as possible, he'll have more chance of surviving the poison that they're injecting in his body. And if he takes the bicarb to keep his pH up the whole time, and if Simoncini was right, Dr. Simoncini, maybe he is right. I believe he is. The bicarb, because cancer is just a fungus. It's a weakness in the body, and the cells are just undernourished and the pollution has destroyed the body, and all that's all together. So it's a total, we're in a total shit place through our food, through our pollutions, through the additives that they put in our things, with the vaccines on top of it. I mean, God, we're being poisoned by everywhere. Imagine, no wonder we're all falling sick. The medical side of the world says we're fantastic. Well, damn it, I wish they had a look at life really as it is. Every single day someone has got cancer, every single day. Then I get a phone call from another gentleman who tells me that he's got a friend of a friend who's got a young boy, and the young boy, 33, bowel cancer. And so he did the same thing. He went through chemo, went through surgery. 1 month later, it's now everywhere, and they've sent him home. He's 33, young, married with a child, just a baby. And just now I've been talking to someone in France, same thing. Bowel cancer again. They started the chemo. He's so sick, he's vomiting so much and he's so sick they had to stop the chemo. He only did one. The second one was so bad that they had to postpone it. So, I hope with all my heart that people will understand that if you don't feed and help your body, it cannot survive in the world we're living in. And we're going to be younger and younger. We're lucky. We're 68. I'm 68. My husband's only 65. I was a cougar. I got a young man. He had more strength in him. But we both got cancer. He got stage 3 throat cancer. they gave him 3 to 6 months, and it's been 34 months now. 34 months. He's alive, and he's fine, and he's at golf, as usual. And 6 months later, I got bowel cancer. Now, this morning I went to see a friend of mine who's an actual doctor. She's a general practitioner, and she stopped practicing medicine. She's doing something else now, alternative sides. But anyway, I went to see her, and we were talking. And I said something to her. I said this morning, I said, it's funny. For a number of years, I think for the last 15 years or so, every time I had a blood test, whichever doctor or nurse I went to said, oh, you've got very bad veins, they're very hard, and I can't pick them, oh, how terrible, oh, yes, well, you know, can't do much, and so they have to pick me on the right arm, the left arm, the right ankle, the left ankle, I mean, you know, terrible big bruising and everything. Now, since I've been on my diet, and I was saying, it's funny, just before I have a blood test now, I drink a glass of water with my bicarb in it, because I'm thinking I'm keeping my body pH up. So I'll have that. I think it'll be good for it. So I have my blood. Anyway, so I had my blood test about a week ago, and she put the needle in, and I didn't feel it for the first time. You know, usually I'm saying a prayer, please dear God, and let the blood flow, and I'm trying to be positive and let it not be too painful. And I say, give me a little needle, and I'm like a child. I'm so sick of having needles and things. Anyway, so she puts it in, and she says, all done. Because I don't look, of course, I'm scared. And I said to her, I didn't even feel it. I said, oh my God, you're so good. Oh, I'm going to have to come back to you. I said, you're fantastic. Oh, I'm only coming back to you. And she said, thank you very much. I said, no, you're wonderful. She said, well, I've been doing it for 20 years. She said, but you've got very good veins. How's that for a shock? I said, what do you mean I've got good veins? I said, I've been told for the last 18 years that my veins are hard. And she said, no, you've got some very nice veins. They're good. No problem at all. So I came home and I told Andre, and I said, can you believe it? I didn't hear, I didn't hurt, I didn't bruise, nothing, not a mark, nothing. Anyway, a week later I had to have another one because I went to see another doctor for something else who's doing my hormones. So he was a holistic doctor. And he said, I need another blood test just to make sure for your hormones because it's been a week since you've been on these things, etc. So I go upstairs for the other one, and I'm saying the same thing, thinking, oh, I wish I could have done it at that other lady's. But anyway, so I'm there, and she does exactly the same thing. And I said to her, oh, I said, in 1 week I've had 2 blood tests and both haven't hurt and haven't felt a thing or anything. Anyway, so I'm telling my doctor this morning this, and I said, so I take bicarb now, just before my injection, and she looked at me and she said, okay, I'll put my thinking cap on, my medical thinking cap, because everything you tell me I listen to, and I try to understand where you're going to. So I said, okay, now what do you think of this? She said, well, that's interesting, darling. That really is interesting. And I said, why? She said, imagine a swimming pool. And I said, yes. She said, well, a swimming pool, there's a water filter with salt, and we've got a section at the top, she said, where we put the acid in it for the pool. And I said, yes. She said, well, at the very top, there's a rubber ring. And I said, yes. And she said, well, that rubber ring, after a while, because of the acid, goes hard. She said, so imagine a vein with an acidic body. And I said, yes. And she said, and you're alkaline now constantly. Your veins can only be more supple. Oh, I said, shit, that's so true. Wow. I said, thank you. So I gave her a big kiss and a cuddle, and I thought, oh, I understood something new today. So I wanted to share that, even though I'm heartbroken with everything that's happening around us, but I'm just hoping that maybe this message will touch somebody and help somebody. And I wish you all the best. Cancer is not a death sentence if you actually keep your body as healthy as possible. And how do you keep it healthy? You don't let it get too acidic. If it gets too acidic, cancer thrives in an acidic environment. If you don't know anything about it, just type, does cancer thrive in an acidic environment? Can cancer survive in an alkaline environment? Is cancer anaerobic, which means it cannot live in an oxygenated environment? Look at all that. Try to get some information and always look at healing whatever you have naturally. I wish you all the best. Bye.